Welcome to your Daily 5 for Monday, November 13th, 2023. I was very, very happy to find out, seemingly out of nowhere to me. Now, maybe everybody listening to this already knew this, but I didn't. And I happened to run across on some website, I don't even remember which one it was, that Amazon Prime Video has revived, and it seems like it might be only one series, which is a shame, but maybe there will be more. But they have revived the classic Japanese game show Takeshi's Castle, which ran from 1986 to 1990. Now, if you don't know about this show, and probably a lot of people listening already do, but it basically is really a precursor to a lot of modern obstacle course type shows, American Ninja Warrior, Wipeout, that type of thing, where you take a bunch of random people, in this case it would be 100 random people who were all across the spectrum in terms of fitness, whether they did obstacle course runs or not, all that type of thing, and put very, very different and difficult obstacle courses in front of them that they would have to try to get through to have a shot at storming, quote unquote, Takeshi's Castle, named after Beat Takeshi, the wonderfully weird Japanese actor who, what a fascinating, if you've never looked into Beat Takeshi, you should look into him because he is fascinating. But he was playing the part of the Count who ran the castle, and the people who were coming after him were the army storming him. And in the entire run of the show, I remember each of these runs started with 100 people. Only 36 individuals ever made it all the way through and were considered winners. And only 8 times was the castle actually stormed, meaning that somebody made it, my understanding is, all the way to I never saw it. I've never seen one episode, because I've watched a lot of these over the years. They aired both in British TV with Craig Charles of Red Dwarf doing the commentary, which is probably my favorite version of it. It was also then dubbed into English in a very satirical manner on when Spike TV still existed in a show called MXC, or Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. Now, I like both flavors of that, but I really prefer the Craig Charles one because he does not seem to have any filter on what he's saying. It's very funny. And also they didn't re-architect it as much. MXC is funny because of the way that they kind of made storylines out of it. But the original, I don't remember, I think it was just called Takeshi's Castle when it aired in the UK version. They just left it basically as it was. And again, this is a obstacle course type show that now you see it everywhere, this type of thing. And the delightful part about it is that it's got this very, very specific type of comedy and flavor to it. And the obstacles seem a lot of times like they are far more dangerous than they are. In fact, I checked before I started recording, and there really were no major injuries reported in concert with this show. I mean, some people got hurt here and there, twisted ankle, that type of thing. Of course, that's going to happen. But you watch some of these people when they fail at a course obstacle, and they look like they've just done serious injury to them. And of course, then they bounce up and they're happy and they're thrilled that they got to take part at all. But when you first watch these things, it is striking because a lot of stuff they do appears to be far more dangerous than it is. And even in this one, there is a disclaimer. The new one has a disclaimer saying, hey, we had medical professionals. This was designed to be as safe as possible. Nobody was hurt, that type of thing. And it just looks far more dangerous than it is, often because people are gunning it. There's one obstacle course, which is a pond with these stones, and a certain number of these stones they'll sink when you step on them. And when you see people fail, they will fly into some of these stationary stones, and it looks very painful. But they generally pop right back up and they're fine, probably because they're foam and they can take the impact and all that. But that's the comedy it's very Japanese in its comedy. And the new version captures, to my mind, everything about the original. I think it's just as good. And it's in Japanese. It is subtitled, so it's not dubbed over in any way. I'm kind of bummed out they didn't get Craig Charles to come back in some way, but maybe they will. Maybe there will be more to this. I would love this series to come back because it's such a great, simple concept. These are just these punishingly hard obstacles, and you watch these people, and this is the thing, is it often does seem like it is that anybody has a shot. Many times the people who would make it the farthest would not be the people who were in great shape, that did this kind of thing all the time, that were familiar with these courses. It's a lot of times just luck and perseverance. And that's what makes it great, is you really cannot predict who is going to win the courses. So I would love to see this come back again and again and again. This may be the only run they do, but it's still great. 8 episodes. It's on Amazon Prime Video. If you love that old show and you want that feeling back, this is it. So again, it's called Takeshi's Castle on Amazon Prime Video. If you've never seen it, you should watch it. And if you remember the show, you should also watch it. It's great. Later.